Hey guys, Rick Stone here from the blog Our Stony Acres and the Online Gardening School. Welcome to 5 Minute Fridays, my video series where I try and give you a valuable gardening tip in 5 minutes or less. Before we get started this week, please make sure that you subscribe to my YouTube channel, or if you're watching this on Facebook, like my Stony Acres Facebook page. Okay, this week we're one more time out in the garage in front of the seed starter, and I wanted to talk about and kind of answer a question that I've actually seen circulating around in a lot of Facebook groups that I'm part of and different gardening forums and things that I'm in. And it's kind of been a frustrating thing for me, and that's how long do seeds last, okay? So I've seen people who actually they're fussing about how expensive buying seeds every year is, because they're throwing them away every year. And a lot of people don't recognize that seeds, for the most part, will last quite a few years. So here's a seed package that I have for you. And this one actually says on the back, it's stamped. It says packed for 2015. You won't be able to see that, but it's right here. And all seed packages should have a date on them, packed for, okay? That's a USDA requirement that they're stamped for the year that they were packaged to be planted in, okay? So seed producers have to put that on there, and they can only sell those seeds for that year. So at the end of the year, if they have seeds left, they actually have to get rid of them, and then you'll notice in your nurseries that all the seeds go away for a little while, and then all of a sudden they come back when the season starts, and they're all stamped for this year, you know, and so this year is 2019. But here's the deal. That date is not an expiration date, okay? It definitely is not an expiration date. Seeds will last a lot longer than one season, especially if you take care of them, okay? So I have a whole other video on how to store seeds and a couple of posts that will actually help and teach you how to store seeds and how long they'll last individually for the different types. Those will be down in the description, and you can link through to check those out. But know this, if you care for your seeds, and the way you care for your seeds is to store them somewhere at a bare minimum, somewhere that's cool, dry, and dark. Okay, so in a closet in your house or in your basement, even better in your fridge or your freezer if you have the space. But if you store them cool, dry, and dark, then seeds should last for a lot of years, okay? Now, there are a few exceptions, and this is what I'm going to do, and down in the description I'll have this list, but I'll kind of put up a list as we're going along here and talking. There are a few exceptions. So first off, seeds like parsnips, okay, they only last a year. So whatever you don't plant this year, toss them out, buy new seeds, okay? Then you've got things like onions and leeks and okra. Those seeds only last about 2 years. Even sweet corn, most of the super sweet corns, those actually usually only last a couple of years as well. So those seeds you're also going to want to get rid of after just 2 years. Now, beyond that, and we'll kind of just, while I'm talking here, I'll run up a list, and it'll be down in the description too, because I realize that they'll kind of flash by fast. But, you know, a lot of seeds will last for 3 years or more. And you can see here, we're starting to get into the 4-year. And then when you get into the things like squashes and cabbage and things like that, lettuces, those seeds last for 5 years, sometimes even more. I've planted kale seeds that were 8 years old. And they did just fine. They grew and did just fine. So the thing and the point that I want you to get from this video is, please don't just throw your seeds away, okay? They'll last for a long time, and you can use this list as a reference. And like I said, there's a post that you can go out and read as well that kind of gives you a breakdown of how long each type of seed lasts. But if you store them well, bare minimum 3 years for almost every type of seed, and usually more like 5. Okay, so please don't throw those seeds away. Use them up, and they'll be good. Now, you may, as the seeds start to get a little bit older, you may find that your germination rate is going down just a little bit. So instead of all of the seeds germinating, you may only get 70%, and eventually maybe only 50%. And then there comes a time where you might be throwing those away. Now, there's a way for you to tell that and to actually do a test to see if the package of seeds that you have still works. So what you want to do is you want to get a wet paper towel, and you lay those seeds out, about 10 of them, okay, out on this wet paper towel. and then close the wet paper towel over them, and then keep that towel wet. Keep it moist for, you know, about a week to 10 days. You know, sometimes even as long as 2 weeks, depending on where you've got them. Keep them somewhere warm, and then open that up and see how many of the seeds germinated. If none of them germinated, throw the package away. If half of them germinated, you're probably okay this year, but you're going to want to plant extra seeds. Okay, so if 7 out of 10 or 8 out of 10 of them grew, you're fine. Your package is still in good shape, and you can go ahead and continue to plant them. So use that kind of as a guide. It's an experiment. I don't do that very often. I really don't do the seed starting experiment very often, because I just know that I take care of my seeds, and so they should last me for 3 to 5 years, bare minimum. Again, that's kind of the rule of thumb. Please don't throw away your seeds every year. Keep them somewhere good, keep them out of the sun, and they'll just do fantastic, okay? All right, so that's all I have for you for this week. Remember, if you want to learn more about starting seeds in a seed starter like this one behind you, take a look at my seed starting course. There's a link down below that'll get you half off to that course. It's about 2.5 hours long, and I think you'll really enjoy it. So take a look at that and learn how to grow your own garden seedlings. All right, so that's it for this week. Everybody have a fantastic week. I'll see you next week. Happy gardening.